Hello and welcome to the highlights of match 9 of Pakistan Cup Women's One Day Tournament, where Blasters take on Strikers at the National Stadium. Here's a look at the pitch, which looks very dry on a sunny morning in Karachi. The toss was won by Blasters skipper Sidra Nawaz, who opted to ball first. Lineup for the game looked very well balanced. So we are all set for the first ball. Let's join our commentators.
The first ball of the inning.
बहुत अच्छा शॉट खेला है कवर्स की जानिब. मिसफील्ड हुई थी और उसके नतीजे में 4 रन हासिल किए. तो बहुत अच्छे बॉल निदा डार की और जो स्टार्ट चाह रहे थे ब्लास्टर्स विकेट टू विकेट, और निदा ने पहली विकेट अपने टीम के लिए हासिल की.
We were looking forward कि आयशा जफर के हमें और पावर शॉट देखने को मिलेंगे, मगर ऐसा नहीं हुआ.
अच्छा स्ट्रेट ड्राइव किया है, यकीनन 4 रन होंगे और यूं जिसके हम एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे थे कि जितना आप स्ट्रेट खेलेंगे उतना आपको फायदा होगा.
Thank you, Savera. Beautifully guided that for a boundary from Javeria, and she now moves to 17. It's a welcome boundary. Again, driven nicely. There was a chance for the fielder, but she could not cut that off. It's another boundary for Javeria. That's the second boundary of the over. Pull that one. There was a chance for the fielder, but she could not cut that off. It would be a boundary for Javeria, and she moves to 25 now. Full pitch ball once again, driven nicely through the cover fence for 4. Another boundary this for Javeria, and she moves to 29 now. It's a second boundary of the over. Loosner, width on offer on the leg stump and clinched on that Javeria. Another boundary this for Javeria. So she moves to 37. 14 overs are gone. Strikers 55 for the loss of 1 wicket.
अच्छा बॉल, ओवर पिच बॉल था, उसको कवर की तरफ खेला है हफ्सा ने और 4 रन हासिल किए. आउट होने का खतरा और यूं विकेट हासिल की उमैमा ने.
बिल्कुल जी, उमैमा ने ललचाया हफ्सा को और हफ्सा ट्रैप हो गई उसमें, और एक वेरी गुड विकेट उमैमा ने हफ्सा को यहाँ पे आउट कर दिया.
31 रन्स बनाए, 65 बॉलर का हफ्सा ने सामना किया. अच्छा शॉट खेला यूसुफ ने. पहली बॉल पे नजर आया कि एग्रेशन नजर आया और बॉल बाउंड्री की तरफ जाती गई और यूं 4 रन हासिल किए.
Again, it's a slow ball. There's a chance for the fielder, a shot mid-wicket, and Javeria Rauf departs. Umaima Sohail, she picked up her second wicket.
Have a look at that. That's all way outside off stump. It was never on.
Javeria Rauf walking back to the heart, scoring 55 from 88 deliveries. With the straight bat, misunderstanding. Both batters at the straight end. It's a run out, a very costly run out. This from the Strikers. Yes, have a look at the replay. It was driven with the straight bat. Good fielding effort. This misunderstanding from both of these batters. Good collection. This from the captain Sidra Nawaz.
Ramer has to go back, scoring just 4 runs.
Dragged down the leg side. There was no fielder placed at fine leg. Beautifully helped across the corner. This from Aisha Naseem, and the ball has raced across the fence for 4. Beautiful delivery and given by the umpire. Kainat Imtiaz departs. It's the 3rd wicket for Umaima Sohail.
Maima just kept its line. Kainat playing for the spin. Thin edge and a good take by Sidra.
Kainat Imtiaz walking back to the heart, scoring 3 from 13 deliveries.
अच्छा खेला है कवर्स की जानिब से, जिसका जिक्र कर रही थी सवेरा, और यहाँ 4 रन हासिल किए आयशा नसीम ने. आउट होने का खतरा देखना होगा और बहुत ही अच्छा कैच लिया है.
परफेक्टली, बहुत ही जबरदस्त जो है वो बॉडी लैंग्वेज है फातिमा सना की. एज अ फास्ट बॉलर बहुत अच्छे तरीके से एटीट्यूड वो करती हैं, और आयशा नसीम यहाँ हट में वापस जाते हुए.
the line. That's a beautiful delivery. Loud shout and given by the umpire. Fatma Sana strikes once again. And Umbehani would walk back to the hut. 134 for the loss of 7 wicket strikers.
Have a look at that. Spot on with the line, spot on with the length. A perfect delivery. And the finger goes up.
But nicely beats the fielder. Down to long on for a boundary. First up for Tuba. Backfoot drilled away very nicely. The fielder was inside the circle and Tuba made full use of that. So welcome boundary for Tuba. Back to the bowler. Gladly accepted from Nida Dar. Another wicket falls for the strikers.
Failed to work it. And that was a sitter. Tuba Hassan gone for 16.
Again, beautifully driven this time. There's no chance for the fielder at short cover. It's a boundary for Aima to open her account. 44 overs are gone. 159 for the loss of 8 wickets. Full toss. Gladly accepted this time. Gap between both fielders. It's a boundary for Natalia Pervez.
पीछे गिरा हुआ गेंद को मिड विकेट की तरफ खेला है, बहुत अच्छा गैप तलाश की और 4 रन हासिल किए.
लकी वेरी लकी डे फॉर नतालिया. और बहुत अच्छी बॉल थी फातिमा की ये, बट नतालिया की किस्मत ने उनका साथ दिया.
अच्छा चेक किया, पहले ही चेक कर लिया था निदा ने कि एमा आगे निकल रही थी तो आउटसाइड ऑफ स्टंप बॉल की, जबकि वो वाइड बॉल थी. लेकिन यही एक्सपीरियंस होता है कि यहाँ पर आपको विकेट चाहिए.
हाँ, हम बार बार ये देख रहे थे कि इस वक्त कोई जरूरत नहीं थी. आयमा सलीम 8 रन बना के गोइंग बैक टू द हट.
ओमैमा मैंने ओवर का स्टार्ट किया, स्टार्ट ही उन्होंने विकेट से लिया और बहुत ही शानदार कैच शॉर्ट मिड विकेट की तरफ.
183 स्ट्राइकर्स यहाँ पे जोड़ सके हैं टोटल. 184 का टारगेट. एक बहुत अच्छा कैच लिया नतालिया परवेज. 32 in 38 balls.
A very low power batting from the strikers to be bowled out by 183. Javeria Rauf top scored with 58. Hafsa and Natalia chipping in with 30. No other batters got going. Blasters had been extremely disciplined in their bowling. Umaima pegging 4 wickets to her name with the experience of Nida Dar taking 3 wickets. So Blasters required 184 to seal their final spot. Let's watch their response. Good start this. The ball was shaping into the batter. Nicely eased away to the third man for a single. Driven down the leg side. There's a chase for the fielder at fine leg. And she gave up already. It's a boundary for Nahida. Dances down the track. Clears the fielder at mid-off. Down to the fence for 4. Gul Feroza now moves to 15. Driven nicely from, and there was a misfield from the fielder at point, and the ball would race across the fence for 4.
Very good shot, but very poorly field. 4 runs हासिल होंगे यहाँ ब्लास्टर्स को.
On the back foot, driven very nicely. Another misfield this time. Some sloppy fielding effort, and the ball would race across the fence for 4. Toss and driven nicely between the gap. Long chase for the fielder, and the valiant effort, but she could not cut that off. It's a boundary for Gul Feroza. Pulled and pulled nicely. There's no chance for the fielder. Another boundary for Gul Feroza. She now moves to 60.
बिल्कुल ये ओवर की आखिरी बॉल थी और फिरोजा ने बाउंड्री की तरफ धकेल दिया बॉल को.
Swept and swept nicely. There was a fielder placed at deep square leg. She could not cut that off. It's another boundary for Nahida Khan, and she moves to 59. Put away nicely. Another sloppy fielding effort. The ball has raced across the fence for another boundary, and Gul Firoza now moves to 84. Drag on the leg side. Keeper could not gather that. Got to wait for the umpire signal. In the meantime, the ball has run across the fence for 4, and 5 wides given by the umpire. Oh, Baldem knocks her over. Beautiful start from Aisha Zafar, and Gul Firoza, after playing a splendid knock of 85, she would walk back to the hut now.
Spinning in just enough to beat that gap. Huge gap in bat and pad for Gul Firoza. But hats off to this young player, has played a brilliant knock of 85 just off 104 balls.
Again, full toss and driven very nicely. This would beat both the fielders and the ball would run across the fence for a boundary. This would add the confidence to Umaima. Talia comes back on, shuffles across the stump, clears the infield, down to the long on fence for 4, and Nahida moves to 73 now. Driven beautifully, no chance for the fielder, and the ball would go across the fence for 4, and this boundary would ensure the Blasters into the final. A sensational knock from Nahida Khan of 79 not out, and she saw her team into the final. Brilliant performance all around from the Blasters, chasing a target of 184 in the 39th over of the game. An opening partnership of 159 runs between Nahida Khan and Gul Firoza set up a 9 wickets victory over the Strikers, making it to the final of the tournament. Strikers have had a very tough day in the field. Kainat had to use 8 bowlers to make any chances happen. So that's the match summary, with Blasters winning the game with 9 wickets and securing a place in the final with challengers. Hope you enjoyed these highlights. Join us in the next one.